Welcome to Module 2. Today, we are focusing on international trade and market entry. Think of this module as the playbook for how nations exchange goods and how businesses expand beyond their own borders. We are going to cover the fundamental economic theories that drive trade, the barriers governments implement to regulate it, and the specific strategies companies use to enter foreign markets. Finally, we will look at modern frameworks like the BCG Matrix and Blue Ocean Strategy that help businesses decide where and how to compete. Before we discuss modern trade, we need to understand the historical context. One of the earliest systems was mercantilism, prevalent in Europe from the 16th to 18th centuries. The main goal here was simple: increase a nation's wealth by accumulating precious metals like gold and silver. Nations aimed for a favorable balance of trade, meaning they wanted to export much more than they imported. This system involved heavy government intervention and often justified colonization to control resources. Moving away from mercantilism, we encounter two critical theories: absolute and comparative advantage. Absolute advantage is about efficiency. A great example is Scotch whiskey. Due to Scotland's unique climate, water sources, and centuries of tradition, they can produce whiskey more efficiently than other regions. That is their absolute advantage. Comparative advantage, however, is a bit more nuanced. It focuses on opportunity cost, essentially what you give up to produce something else. The theory suggests that countries should specialize in what they are relatively better at producing, and then trade for the rest. This specialization lowers opportunity costs and generally makes everyone better off. But trade is rarely perfectly free. Governments introduce trade barriers to regulate imports. These generally fall into two categories: tariffs and non-tariff barriers. Tariffs are direct taxes that generate revenue, while non-tariff barriers can be quotas, subsidies, or strict safety and testing measures. While these barriers can shield emerging industries and control safety, they also come with downsides, such as limiting consumer choice, fostering domestic inefficiencies, and potentially sparking trade conflicts. So, how does a business navigate this landscape? We have several market entry strategies. The simplest is exporting. It requires low initial investment and allows for an easy exit if things go wrong. However, you face high transportation costs and tariffs. Alternatively, there is licensing and franchising. Licensing involves granting permission to a foreign company to produce your product for a fee. This offers a continuous revenue stream with low risk. But you may struggle with quality control and risk intellectual property theft. Franchising is similar, but involves letting a partner use your entire business model, which helps with rapid expansion but requires sharing revenue. For those willing to take on more risk for more reward, there are joint ventures and foreign direct investment, FDI. A joint venture partners you with a foreign company to share costs and local knowledge. The downside is often conflict over management and culture. FDI involves establishing your own operations in the country. This gives you total control and full profit access, but it requires high investment and exposes you fully to local risks. Once in the market, companies must choose their competitive approach. You might adopt a first-mover strategy, aiming to capture market share and brand loyalty early. But be warned, this comes with high development costs and uncertain demand. Sometimes it pays to be a second mover, learning from the pioneer's mistakes and refining the product, though you will have to fight against established loyalty. We also look at market space through the lens of red and blue oceans. Red oceans represent existing industries with cutthroat, bloody competition where everyone fights for the same demand. Blue oceans, conversely, are unexplored market spaces. Here, the goal is to create new demand and make the competition irrelevant. To wrap up Module 2, we use tools like the BCG Matrix to manage our product portfolio. We categorize products into stars: high growth, high share, which need investment; cash cows, low growth, high share, which generate funds for other units; question marks, which are risky but have potential; and dogs, which typically should be divested. Mastering these concepts, from trade barriers to portfolio management, gives you the strategic insight needed to succeed globally. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next module.